I see I finally see where the hate comes from. I'm not playing with him. I finally see. I told the nigga I'm not playing with him. Captain Gangster. You know. They gon' hate on me. And that's my type. I be giving them money, nigga. All my life. I'm not playing with them niggas yet. I do it right. I know it right. To the money that be me and that my type. That my type. I don't play with them. And that my life. I be getting to the money, nigga. And that my type. My nigga, yeah, be hating on me. Yeah, you don't wanna do that, my nigga. I promise you. Like them niggas, you know me. And that my type. Get my type. Yeah, woke up in the club. Cody Meg, I'm on that shit. Bricked up with the money good. She know me. I got double key. Keep it on me with a wristband with a lot of money on thug shit. She know that state go the one she love, nigga. I want all let go. Hating on me and never be proud. Never be right. Me know my life. Then she fucking, we get it tonight. I know she be knowing I'm there. I know she know I gotta get. She know I come to the 40 on. She know about that. I don't gotta lie to you. She already know I do. Niggas be hating on me, but me, yeah, I keep it true. Whatever she need, my money be good. She already know what I do. And I don't be fucking with them. I only fucking with you. Niggas be hating since I stepped on the scene on the YouTube shit. I been getting to the money, nigga. You would think I'm about to break. You would think I served the club on some mud shit. And I don't hate on them niggas. They only hate on niggas. Why you hate on me? What? You already know how I be. What? I be on that shit. You already know I'm G. I don't be fucking with you. So why you fucking with me? Cappy Key. Page like police. You already know how I be. Cappy Key. Came in these YouTube streets, stepping B. What? Came through these YouTube streets, stepping B. I don't give a fuck. Them niggas always gonna hate on me. They gonna hate on Cappy Keys, man. Nigga. Get him. I don't fuck. Cappy Keys. How them niggas play? They gon' hate on me. You know why them niggas act like they don't wanna stay with me? We in DFW. When I come through, you already know how I be. Bag a bitch, take off the stage for 1, 2, and 3. She love niggas, she know I'm break. 40 man for the other shit. I don't play with them, I get to the money. You already know how shit get. 23, I bought a Bentley. 22, I bought a club. 24, had another club. Swear to God, I show you love. I'm 30 out. Listen, you know what I'm about. I don't got to play with these niggas. They know that the money I bring. Let's go. Keep that 40 with them. Let's go. Nigga be talking like you already know what it is. What I'm about. Nigga don't play with me. You know how I be. You already know. You already know. What it do? This your boy Gangsta Cap. You already know what time it is. I got the lowdown for the lowdown, and this is where it go down. Like, share, subscribe to the page. You already know what it is, man. #1 spot for on-air interviews and celebrity gossip. This is The Bounce, the #1 spot on YouTube, man. You already know what it is. Salute to all my mods out there, Faison, Churches, Politics, TVs. Make sure y'all go check them out. You already know. Kimmy in the building. What up, Kimmy? What's up? You already know what time it is, y'all. So we're going to break it down like we do, you know. We give only so much attention to these other ones before we have to get back to what we do, you know. But so we got a story for y'all today, man. So a criminal investigation has took place, man, in Denton. And that's right in my neck of the woods, Denton, Texas, where a mother was arrested for assaulting a student, man. I'm talking about criminal investigation has unfolded in Denton after a 13-year-old girl is attacked on a bus by adults, 2 adults and another student. The bus was leaving Bettye Myers Middle School last week when the 8th grader girl said she was attacked by people who just jumped on the bus and she never knew who they was, man. Kimmy, what you think about that situation, being a mother that got daughters?
I think it's terrifying, especially if I got a call from my daughter saying that she was just attacked by a little girl and her mother was there. I would feel real alarmed. You know, I would want to know who the mother was. I'd be pissed, actually. I can't say that I'd be composed.
Yeah, that shit crazy right there. But imagine, and the crazy thing about it, the girl was called her mother while she was getting off the bus. Because remember, they followed her. So they got on the bus, beat her up when she got on the bus, followed the bus until the bus dropped the girl off, and then jumped on the girl again.
What was the bus driver?
The bus driver was an old man. He basically didn't do nothing. He sat back and watched it as they jumped on the bus, and then he drove off when he dropped her off. And the mother and the daughters and them jumped on her again.
Well, so then I'd be mad at him too, or anybody that put him in high in that position. Reason being is because it's his job, just like it is the teachers when they're on the school premises, to protect the children. He has a right to try to protect the children as well, because you're allowing these people to come on here, and their children are your responsibility.
And that was my question. Was going to be
too old to deal with these types of situations. And I know there's a discrimination law out there. You can't just say, "Oh, sir, you're too old." But that needs to be placed into consideration, because you have to have the agility and the reflexes to deal with something in fast situations, especially to protect the kids. So, I mean, I would have some issues there, whatever the school district would have to do with him.
And that was going to be my question to you. Do we hold the bus company any type of responsibility to protecting our kids once they leave that school?
Yes, they should, and they do, because of the fact that you are in possession of children. And the same procedures, just like when they're on school premises, is the same, because you're responsible for transporting them. That's why they know where the routes are. Even when our kids decide to get on somebody else's bus, they say, "Hey, you don't route my bus. Mm-hmm. You're not on here." This is their responsibility to know these things. And especially to allow someone to come on the bus that's not a teacher who has a badge and allow another student to be, hurt, that's a problem.
Now they also saying that this girl was expelled from school. Now we know Bettye Myers, that's a new school. I think that's a new school in Denton too.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I think I heard of Bettye Myers, because they just built that new high school too. I think they got a Bettye Myers High School too. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is that she got expelled, but now I think the mother and the daughter got a big lawsuit against this bus company, because I do believe this bus company is held to some type of expectation to make sure that this child was supposed to make it home safe. Yeah. Once you get on a public bus that which is transported by the school, come on, bro. She was supposed to lock them doors. Or better yet, the bus driver was supposed to call the police.
Call the police.
Like you would.
If you can't, first of all, no parent should be able to just walk up on the bus. You're responsible for every child that's on there, and for situations whether violence or being taken away, you are there to protect them. So if you could not close the door soon enough, the police should have definitely been called. Your job is to stand up in front of the parent. Whatever you have to do, you have to treat these kids as if they're yours, because you have a responsibility for your job. When you speak to the school district, when you speak to your transportation company, you have to answer these questions, and you need to make sure that everything was done to protect these children. Because in a worse situation, it could have came up there with it could have been a parent or someone to get on the bus with firearms, like we've seen before.
Or better yet, what if she would have got off the bus the second time and then they were sitting there with firearms ready to get
You don't know what the intention of the public is, because already they're erratic trying to engage in an argument and a fight with children on a bus. So you have to question the adult that's gone this far, because remember, these are what? Middle schoolers, elementary school kids. So you question the adult. This is not like back in the day where mama met you with the kids and y'all met up at the bus stop. It was a little scuffle and y'all went on. These parents are approaching children as well. So the transportation company holds a responsibility to the child's parent that was assaulted, because they were supposed to protect her.
What type of charges do you think these parents looking at now
see that,
that's like,
because I don't know the legal system.
Running up on a school bus ain't no difference than running up on the school grounds, I would think.
I would hope it holds the same weight, because like I said, you're transporting.
Because legally the kids ain't made it home yet.
Right, and these children are still responsible, and although they've left the school premises, they are now with another company that is hired and supposed to be reputable by the school district. The school district. So you're hoping that they have the same elements of protection that the school holds.
Nah, you would hope so.
The children have every right to be protected, whether they're on school grounds or they're being transported through school.
Nah, but the crazy thing about it is that, like Bro, keep drinking. Have y'all ever had a parent run up on a school bus and beat up one of the students with the kid?
Bro, all the time. Yeah, like I was saying. Looking at it.
Nah, for real. Oh. That ain't never happened at your school? No. That shit just happened in Denton. In Denton today, one of the girls was getting into a fight, was about to fight another girl. So they set it up, they beat up the girl, right? So she come out of school to get on the bus. The mama and the daughter run up on the bus, beat up the little girl. Then they get on the bus and leave. They follow the bus to the bus stop and beat up the girl again when she get off the bus. Middle school kids.
This is like me going down.
What it do? Damage control.
What it
do?
Yeah, but that's the problem. It's one thing to not play about your daughter. It's another thing to be fighting with your daughter.
Yeah, that's what you would think.
Day, like I said, if your daughter is fighting the other girl, then that's what it is. If you want your kid out there fighting or learning those types of lessons, then that's what it's always been. The kids meet up head to head, they box it out, and that's it. And if there was every problem, then the mamas would be like, "Go get your mama out."
And Roz,
and then it would go from there.
Roz said the bus is school property. So far as he's concerned, until my kid get home, I got a motherfucking problem.
Exactly.
Until my kid come home, I got a motherfucking problem.
Right. So if I was the mother and I got the call from my daughter that I was assaulted on the bus, and then they followed me, and then came to my bus stop and did it again, then I would have a problem.
Mama, like you see your kid in school and you find out that mama's is beating up on your daughter. I ain't gonna lie, I would go crazy.
Nigga, I'll be ready to go.
Like, what the fuck is the school, the bus?
Exactly.
The bus driver didn't even close the door and call the police.
That's what I'm saying. So, nigga, as far as I know, the bus driver, you got something to do.
Right. Everybody's involved. And everybody should be
I'm suing the school. I'm suing them.
D'Angelo said it's everybody's job as a parent to protect these kids and make sure that they get home safe and vice versa.
And the dog is finding out. You know, you're supposed to be the parent. You're supposed to break it up.
Right.
You heard Kimmy?
What's that? What?
D'Angelo said it's everybody's job as a parent to protect these kids and make sure they get home safe and vice versa.
Right. Right. And where was the bus stop? Did they leave the school and the fight took off started at the school and then she followed behind the school?
No, it started at the school where they jumped on the bus, started fighting her. It started at the school, right. And then once then they got off the bus, followed the bus some more, and then she took off.
Oh no, it's definitely bus driver's responsibility to make sure.
That's why they saying the bus driver had ample opportunity after they got beat up. Mm-hmm. He could have stopped the bus, called the police, had the police come to the bus.
That bus wouldn't have moved. It shouldn't have moved off the school premises. Somebody from the school should have came down and just like we seen the other day with another incident. Before the school bus even left school, if that fight took place, somebody and everybody who was on school premises should have been at that bus to take care of this. And that woman should have been apprehended at that time. Mm-hmm. By somebody from a superintendent, a principal, whoever. Because that's unacceptable. That means you let a fight go down and then you took off.
But you gotta remember, these bus drivers are regular people just like us.
No, they're not. When you take a job, it's your responsibility to do your job. So that means you're not doing your job.
I know, right? I know, but I'm saying like it'd be like bum niggas driving the bus.
Well, that's the risk. But then
that's even more of a problem.
So why laws should be
nowadays anybody to drive the bus?
Then that makes my point. Even more so is the reason why you should be able to go after the school.
They be just as ghetto as the motherfucking moms hopping on the bus. So that's why they don't give a fuck. If it was the principal, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't got real people driving the bus.
No, well then that makes even more.
Then we have more of a problem.
More of a background check.
Yeah,
they need to be considered because that means your child is in.
We got niggas smoking on the bus with the kids.
Oh, no,
man, what y'all think, man, in the chat? Y'all let me know. Who y'all hold responsible? Is the bus company responsible? Is the school responsible? Is the bus driver responsible? Do you think charges can be brought up on the bus driver?
I don't know how the charges will work on the bus driver. I think
because that's like if when a police officer do something, if he don't render aid. Right, they put charges. It's like, isn't that like the bus driver failed to render aid to the child?
Right, that puts a problem. That just like any teacher or anything, when you don't try to do your job and to protect the students, it should be the same way as if it was like rendering aid. Because what if that child could have got 10 times more hurt? The responsibility would have landed on him because he's responsible for the children. Now, I understand there's but so much that people can do, and a lot of people don't want to engage and get involved with it. But understand, it's just like driving a city bus. It's just like being a public, a public official, any type of thing that when you have to deal with the public, you're going to have to know how to engage with them. And if you can't handle that, then you're in the wrong job. That's why background checks should be a lot more thorough.
Hey, do you think they doing background checks on these bus drivers?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure they do their background check and they do their due diligence as much as they can. But there's really no way to determine a person's character by looking at their resume. You understand, until a situation of something like this occurs or you have more interaction. Clearly, you can see that he's only able to do his job, and that's to get the kids on the bus and to drive. Any other interference he don't want to be involved with. And that's not a type of person that you want to be able to be around your kids. Because he allowed a parent to come up on the bus and there was no protection for that other student.
Somebody said, I knew a chick who went to prison after her daughter was attacked by a gang of girls. The mom tried to help jump in and she got hit. She hit one of the girls with her car trying to get away and went to prison. So one of her daughters was getting jumped and she tried to jump in and trying to get away. She hit one of the girls with her car and she ended up going to prison. That'd be the craziest shit. I always feel like I think as a parent, your emotions is gonna go crazy seeing your kid fight. That's why I would never want to be in that position where I'm watching my kids fight. That's why I said the best thing you could do is be like, don't get into that situation.
Right, but any situation that my kids have gotten into has been very small thus far. And what they tell me is from what they come home or what the school has engaged in is I haven't had any serious issues. So I can't imagine being in a situation where you have to protect your child to that caliber from being jumped. But what issues they have, I don't take them to either. Mm-hmm. Because I've always felt like when you go, now you're putting yourself in a completely different situation and anything can go left. A fight can go completely wrong and I'm not going to be the one to take my children to them. Even though I could be proven a point to stand on your own. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, I grew up in the age era where, you meet her at the bus stop and you whoop on her. And if any mama jumps in, my mama was going to jump in. And those was the rules. That was about it. But I have never been that type of person to take my child down to a fight. Because I know in the real world, things go completely wrong. And I don't want to be responsible for putting my child in that type of situation. Now, if scuffle happens during the day or at school, you know what I'm saying, and it gets about that, that's all I'm looking for. But if it gets a little bit further than that, and I got to get involved with the parent, then that's completely different. But I am not trying to engage my child and coerce them into a fight. I don't ever want that. Kids fall and bang their head on the concrete. It's something so simple. And now you out here for a fight. I don't want to be.
And not only that, we just saw some in Memphis. Where we saw two families get into a fight where it started with two young girls. Mm-hmm. The two families got into the fight and the woman pulled out her gun and ended up shooting one of the people at the fight. Mm-hmm. And now she's looking at time in jail.
Right, but you know what? That's why I don't like to fight. And it's not a position of just trying to not be, defensive, because that's the only way that I want to engage in fights.
Well, I never looked at fighting as a pretty girl sport.
No, I don't think it's a pretty girl sport.
I never
I'm not gonna say it's a pretty girl sport. I definitely say it's not a happy girl sport. Because happy girls don't really want to be punching on nothing. They about their other business, they got other stuff going on, they're not angry or frustrated. Every time I see fights on TV or on the internet, it's usually a bunch of chicks that's just pissed off. And they ready to get their frustrations out and hit on somebody else.
Yeah. What type of people is trying to my nigga? I'm trying to get money.
Right.
If you out there fighting and especially if you gotta fight for your kids.
No.
If you gotta go to a situation in defense of your kids when your kids can't handle their situation or it can't be sat down between teachers or amongst it. If you gotta get to the point where you gotta go I'm gonna go beat up this middle schooler with you, that's a problem.
Yeah,
we got
that's
bro,
the problem.
That's the perfect example of kids having kids.
Right. So the level of maturity
is not far from behind.
Right, it's not there. And like KJ was saying, you do have people that you have to deal with who are immature parents. Because now this other mother is probably feeling some type of way. And now she probably don't want to deal with it as so maturely as she probably could have in the beginning because now she's irate. because now you can put your hands on my child, follow my child. Sometimes people we've taken it amongst way beyond having words at this point. This is where things start to get dangerous.
Somebody said that they agree that the bus driver is should be held responsible too. These kids are very dangerous these days. He said that sometimes these buses have bus monitors.
Oh, they have bus monitors. Sometimes they have the cameras.
Usually they have a helper, somebody for these reasons.
Right.
And this guy, like I said the first time, the guy was an elderly gentleman.
Right.
So maybe he should have had a helper on the bus.
Right. So
why was he an elderly guy driving the bus? And then not only that, why they don't put these people that's an elderly guy? He should be driving third graders and second graders in school. Right. He should be driving middle school.
Right. But see, that comes down to. It becomes down to but it comes down to discrimination, right? Because you can't discriminate against the elderly. So, but here like you just said, an attendant, there's a way to place them. So open up jobs for attendants, so that if you see Mr. Goodrich has been on this bus for a zillion years and he's an elder driver, maybe you can have a more younger attendant along there that can move a lot faster. He can drive while you can be the eyes to help the student. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Then that also goes back into budgeting. You got to understand, we're sitting here talking about all of these arguments afterwards, but then when we don't go down to the school districts and discuss this, we wonder why we don't have an attendant, because they can't afford to put one on there. Mm-hmm. And now we're discussing safety for our children because he couldn't get up fast enough or close the door, or he didn't do his job. Is how we feel.
Remember, we went many years without even seatbelts.
Right.
They're just starting to put seatbelts in a lot of these buses that carry our children. Right.
So, I mean, the conversation can go for in many different ways. But when these school districts hire these companies, these transportation companies, they hire them for the entire district, and they should do it based off of reputation of being able to protect these children.
Well, now the question is going to be, is a lot of these bus drivers a lot of these bus companies going to have to implement safety protocols, because are they going to lose a lot of contracts with these districts? Because if I'm a school company administration and I'm being sued because of not what happens on my campus, because of some on a bus that I hired, then am I going to start looking for the best bus companies that hire the best securities, have the best?
Yes, it's like any other business. Just like, with all things that go on within these cities and states, there's bidding. And there's a bunch of transportation companies that go and they do other districts. And they go out and they try to look for more districts, the bigger they can, so that they can expand. So if Jones Transportation is not working and we don't feel that you hire adequate people by doing background checks and they're not looking out for the safety of the children in our district, then I don't want you. I want to go to the other district who is actually doing ABC to make sure that things are taken care of and that these are the best people possible in the position to take care of the transportation of our kids. That's it.
So a lot of these bus companies might need to start forming some type of security on their bus, a better security system. Because a lot of these schools is in trouble because it seemed like a lot of dirty work is being taken place after school now on the bus.
Well, I don't know what access the buses have. I do know that they have cameras on them. I know our kids have cameras on many angles on the buses. But just like OnStar, all of the buses should have a direct alert to 911. If something is going on the bus, because who's to say that you can't be in a situation and the bus is in a hostage situation? Mm-hmm. Just like a bank or any other, like I said, OnStar, we have that in your car. So if they don't already have them, you should have the buses directly linked to hit a button and it calls 911 immediately.
And not only that, parents should know what's the protocol when your child is attacked on the bus, when the bus is took over. Because that should be no different than hijacking a plane. They're basically hijacking that bus. When you come on that bus and attack somebody's child, that's a form of hijacking.
Right, and being that the woman, if she walked up on there calmly, the bus driver should have said, "Ma'am, you don't have a badge. If you're not wearing a badge out here with these children," that's why they make the children wear student IDs. That's why they make the facilitators wear IDs, so that you know who they are. So he needed to be aware to say, hey, you don't have a badge, you can't be on this bus. And when she ran and busted through him, he was supposed to try to make himself the barrier. If he couldn't physically do that, then you do have to question the ability of people that can take this.
Oh yeah. There was no protection from the bus driver for the kid.
Right.
That's his number one duty is to protect the kid. So as an elderly man, he didn't even try to stop the lady or grab him back.
Right. Didn't get knocked down, whatever happens in that scuffle. You didn't try to do anything. Now, this turned out to be a fight. I don't know what the injuries are on the little girl, but you have to always ask, what if? What if this could have went worse? Everybody would have to stand questions to taking the responsibility and care for the child.
Nah, for real. Nah, it's crazy though. It's fucked up. Like I said, I feel bad for that little girl because I watched her cry on the news, man. This girl cried.
That stuff is devastating.
Like she literally cried.
We grew up, seeing fights and scuffles and things going a little bit too far. But at the end of the day, you got to remember how it takes a toll on people, especially when an adult was there. She said, I wish I had my mommy. She said when I saw that, that's exactly she said. She said when she saw the little girl mother and her jumping on her, and she was like, get her mom, get her mom. Mm-hmm. She was like, the only thing she thought of, she wished she had her mother. Right, and what other adult just feels fine whooping on another person's child? Like I'm not that person. I'm not going to hit on your child, what I'm saying, in the midst of a child fight. Like it's got to be some strenuous things going down for me to jump in. And let's say this again, this was like some middle school girls. We're not even talking about like, teenage girls. Now, I know there's some middle schoolers that are bigger than me, but at the same time, I can't see myself hitting on nobody else's child because I don't want to have to deal with the parent. Because please believe you don't want to have to deal with me after you hit up on my child. And not a damn thing you're going to be able to say, and not a district that's going to be able to save you. So that's why I feel like these situations go too far. So when the repercussions come out, deal with them.
Ms. Rochelle said the cameras are great, but they do not stop attacks. And I'm into public safety as a career. They need cameras for investigative purposes, but they need special trained individuals to work in these buses.
They most definitely do. They have to be capable to be reactive to any type of instance. Just like when we've seen in the schools where you've had attacks, when people come in there armed. And you have the teachers that have gone through these drills and they are aware of what to do in the case of emergencies. Some have even created trap doors, things of that nature.
And let me put you on game. If people wanted to attack our children, what is the most vulnerable place to get it at? The buses.
Right, and transport because they're away from school.
And not only that, because the school, they have informed and implemented ways to protect them.
Right.
You have shelters now in schools.
Right.
You have teachers walking around with weapons. Now, these bus drivers, they are the most less trained people that's transporting your kid. So if we want to do a mass takeover, what do? They all get jobs at bus companies. They take over the bus companies, and now they're doing something. People know what time it is. That's why I said you gotta peep what's game. So if anything was so important, that was the most important. Now we need highly trained people to be transporting our kids. Really highly trained people they just like they have undercovers sitting on the airplanes when they fly, and you don't know, they should be undercovers on buses with kids.
Well, I'm a big advocate for security in schools. Reason being is because I don't feel like enough is done to protect the children in any form. And we can really bring up any form. I mean, whether on school premises, on transportation, on trafficking, on anything when it comes to children. I don't feel like our policies and procedures are really there to protect them the most. I feel like it's very lax. And I've been a parent that's had my children non-homeschooled and in the school institution since they were first born. And I had never had any issues, but I've always kept my ear out and I've always listened to the situations that have developed around the country at different schools. And overall, I don't feel like it's towards the safety of the children, because there's no reason why we couldn't have someone extra on the buses to protect the children in case of a situation. And if you say, oh, well, it's too much to hire, armed forces or have volunteers or just anybody, it can be volunteers because you don't pay them, just other concerned parents who want to be there, you know what I'm saying, and have the extra time to be on the buses. Whatever resources that we need to protect the children, I think those should always be pulled together. But I feel like they're not, because now we're back to the question as, why did someone get on the bus? Why was the child assaulted on the bus? You had the driver that was number one. He still pulled off the premises, which meant the child could have had a concussion by the time the fight was over. The child is still in danger at this point.
Ms. Rochelle said another point also is a lot of people don't want to work with children in these type of situations because if the children attack them and they do the smallest thing, they are criminalized.
That's another thing, and she's very right, because at the same time we see children where it's okay for them to assault an adult or school officials, and the repercussions are very minor. Everybody has a right to be safe. Just because you're a teacher doesn't mean that you go out into your classroom and you want to be assaulted or hit by your students either. You have a right to be safe, and the school has the right to, same way, just like you need to protect the students, they have a right to protect you, because everybody is an individual and they have a right to safety. So all the way around, we're having facilities that are dealing with kids and are open to these types of publics, because parents come up to the school as well with the nonsense. Mm-hmm. It needs to be more security, not just clear backpacks, not just more detectors or more wands. It needs to be people that are door to door, constantly on alert, because the children's safety are in jeopardy. Now, you want everybody to send their kids off to school for the hours that they're there because they need to be educated while we're at work. Because remember, they say that these children need to be educated. So if you're not doing it yourself, this is the facility in which they go. Well, you need to prove to me that when my children are here, you have the same interest in their safety just as you do overseas.
Nah, for real. Nah, she ain't said no lie. Damage control said most of the bus drivers be the lunch ladies and janitors.
And that's true, because just like you get a lot of basketball coaches that be like the teachers and stuff, but people are doing extra jobs trying to make a buck. And that doesn't always mean that they're capable of taking on the extra work. That just means they're the extra work. That's what they need. This is an economy where we're all trying to survive, but it's the responsibility and the image of the company to make sure that they're hiring adequately. Just like when you know, listen, I used to work for a furniture company. You know, you can't hire an 80-year-old man to move furniture all the time. Now, you're not going to discriminate openly to this man, but you know this is not going to be effective.
You got to know where to place him. You got to know where to place him. You might need to be the driver. We're gonna get you a helper. You gotta know how to place certain people and who need helpers, who don't need helpers. But now we at the point where we getting to the point where they saying everything else we doing is high tech and we trying to be IT on this. And now we at the point where we gotta be high tech with the way we transport our kids, mm-hmm. our children across America. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not just talking about in Texas, I'm talking about across America. Right. We have to revamp that whole system, because guess what? That is the weakest part. If somebody wanted to come at our children and get at it, that's the weakest part. Right. They already started when they started coming to the schools and doing crazy shit at the schools, right? Mm-hmm. We went through a whole era where schools was getting shot up. Mm-hmm. And then they talking about we got to redo this, we got to do that. Well, guess what? The bus system ain't no better.
Right, it's no better.
Because as you see, they jumping on the bus and what they do.
That also means that from the door, as the kids were getting on the bus driver wasn't probably standing outside of the bus.
No, probably don't. Never do.
He was probably sitting inside of the bus, which gives no defense to children, because you're just allowing them, and it allows anybody else to run up on the bus. If this is just something so simple that can take place, you are supposed to stand by the door. Any child that ain't got a badge on ain't supposed. This is protocol. This is like school policy. The same reason why they all have to wear a badge, same reason why you have to wear a badge as the bus driver. Mm-hmm. Why are you not standing where it prevents another adult to get on the bus? That means it's a lack in job, because if you're just sitting on the bus and then you open the door and all the kids are just running onto the bus, how much time does that give you to get your old self, your elder self, enough to be a defense to protect a child? while everybody's running on the bus in the commercial.
How easy it is for somebody else to come
Right.
and pretend
Now,
like a child,
exactly,
and dress like a child and walk on the bus.
But not even that. If you're standing by the door, you're looking for that because you're looking for little backpacks or you're looking for the kids that are going up on the bus. And if there is an adult there, you could be the barrier before you even get up on the bus. It just takes simple will to take that first step. And a lot of times people are not taking that first step. And that's what's costing everybody. That could have been the preventative to keeping the parent off of the bus attacking another child or allowing her child to attack another child.
And these charges that she's going to be looking at is going to be crazy. The charges is going to be crazy because, like I said, that ain't going. You ain't getting probation for that. When you assault on a child,
no.
and jumping on a bus, man, she got probably like 4 felonies. The assault, aggravated assault on a child,
right?
And then she followed the bus.
Come on now.
So that's another charge. That's gonna be like a stalking charge. She gonna get harassment and stalking because she followed the bus and then beat her up again.
Right. That child was of no threat to you.
And that tell you the mind frame of the parent
that's
because you followed the bus.
That's why I feel charges should be just. Let me tell you, this is not a situation like somebody had mentioned in the chat where your child is getting jumped and you're trying to protect. Now that's a messed up situation and have to go to prison after that because you were trying to protect your child and somebody that was attacking your child got hurt in the process. You know, I don't know if that comes down to lawyers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But those are instances that in a human situation that any parent would do to try to protect their child. Now to get up on the bus, confront a child, do all of this, get in your car with the backpacks. Now you riding out with your middle schooler, following the school bus. Yes, you should be charged. You're irresponsible and it's neglectful to your child because you're putting your child in harm's way and you're going to put another child in harm's way. These children can get severely hurt out here fighting behind an adult trying to prove a point or trying to teach their children hard lessons. Some things are not worth it. And if you're not capable of making these types of decisions, then we have to question decision making, you know, with just raising your child altogether. What are you really teaching your child?
I want to know what the hell could your child have actually said to you that said, I want you to come to the school with me tomorrow and we gonna beat up this little girl on the bus. Like, honestly, think about it. What could you obviously say? What could your child say to you that's going to get you to say, you know what? I'm taking off of work. I'm coming up there when you get off of there and I'm gonna lay this girl out. Like, honestly, Kimmy, what could have been said?
I can't tell you because I couldn't imagine trying to tell my kids this. Like, I couldn't be like, oh yeah, it's like that. Okay, well, we're going to be at that bus stop and we getting on the bus. And I could not. Like I said, I'm not the person to walk my child to a fight. If they've gotten into any scuffles or fights, it's happened on their own time. They came and told me. And my job with that is to make sure, is it handled? Do I need to contact the school? How far does this need to go? Because like I said, my job is to protect my child, but I'm not jumping on no bus to engage in no fight. Like me and my daughter is tag team on no other student. Like, you know, it's not happening.
Bro, that would make me like, look at this relationship. Like, what is the relationship between this mother and daughter? Like, do they drink together? Like, do they go to the club together? Like, I really,
not yet.
But who knows if they do now? Like, you have to remember, it's been occasions we found mothers that was drinking with their kids when they were in middle school. This girl's in 8th grade. What type of relationship do she got with her? Was she a young mother? Did she have her first child at 13, 14?
Listen,
I don't know.
Listen.
She could be 24 years old and her dad 25 years old and her daughter in 8th grade.
Listen, what I'm saying is this. The mindset is questionable.
If she had that little girl, she could be 25 years old and that daughter in 8th grade, for all I know.
Listen, I was a mom young, and I'm not giving people excuses. I don't have to. And I don't make excuses for other people's bad behavior. If she's a woman, she's making children, whether she had a good upbringing or not. We don't have time to question all of that. Right now, she's making bad judgment calls. Her daughter's questionable right now because she's making bad decisions along with her mom because she's being taught that. It's a whole mindset. So it don't matter how old she is, it's about how the fuck she's thinking. And right now, she ain't on her rocker because there's other 24-year-old mothers that would not think to go on there on the school bus to be brawling with their daughters. So I'm not blaming it on nobody's age. I'm blaming it on the level of maturity. And we take responsibility the moment we decide to push.
Well, you know what Charleston White said. A lot of these people ain't mature. Let's remember, they're not. It takes a lot for them to mature.
A lot of these children deserve better parents. Okay, a lot of these children, because the children aren't asked to come out here. They deserve better parents because they have to be raised, and then they don't become productive citizens because they had parents that were immature. And you got to understand, they're having kids too, and they weren't fully adults and made aware of decisions. But at the end of the day, we can't keep saying, oh, well, this upbringing and her grandmother's upbringing and the great-grandmother, because everybody's fucked up, right? And now this new child that's brought into the world is being affected by a lot of fucked up. Somebody's got to take responsibility. And as a parent, you have to take the responsibility. And when does that happen? When your ass go to jail. Because you ain't got no choice to grow the fuck up.
She's going to have a lot to think about.
Period. I do not make excuses for people.
She's going to have a lot to think about. Because please believe it. That one decision that she made to get on the bus, fight that girl at the school, then follow the bus. And I don't think people understand. She followed the bus, drove behind the bus until the bus dropped the girl off at a bus stop. And then they jumped her again. So it's like the daughter said in the news interview that she called her mother while she was on a bus, telling her mother how they just beat her up and what happened. Her mother is coming from work, so now she's leaving work to get home, and then just to find out that they followed her daughter on the bus and jumped her again. If that's not a break of procedure by the bus company, nobody called the police. Nobody, what type of protocols is in place?
The police should have been called. The bus driver should have been.
The police wasn't called to the mama call.
No, that's what makes.
So this woman was able to beat her up on school property. The bus decided to leave and said, "Hold up, let's go and get authorities so we can tell them what just happened."
Yeah, that's a problem.
And then allow the woman to follow her. Mm-hmm. Then you follow me to drop other kids off. Not the bus stop on number one. Bus stop number two, not bus stop number two. But I'm going to watch you drop her off again. Oh, she getting off the bus. Get out the car. Let's go. What? That everybody at fault. The district, the bus administration. Everybody's at fault. And if I was the mother, I would have every type of organization up there in front of the school talking. Like I would be going crazy. It would be crazy in Denton tomorrow.
Right. On
Monday morning. It would be crazy on Monday morning. Crazy. So that's I'm looking at this shit like from a whole different type of way.
And the child shouldn't have been able to get off the bus until the police arrived.
That's why
this is completely out of control. A lot of people should be held responsible for this.
We should have been wondering where is the police at? Where is the police at? How come the police was never called?
Right. Anything could have happened to this child. I would make a big problem out of this.
If this and of course the child was African American, and I'm not making it a white or black thing, but the guy driving the bus was a white man. If that was a white child, do you think he wouldn't have called the police? I'm pretty sure he might have would have. Mm-hmm. All types of safety breaches, damage control, all types of safety breaches. But Bag said they had plenty of time. He said, right, she had plenty of time to change her mind and call the police. She got aggravated assault. The bus driver could have called and waited in place until they help arrived. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody called nothing. Nobody, what is the procedures? What they say and set it off? What is the procedure when a gun is in your face? Mm-hmm. Nigga, what is the procedure when somebody run up on a bus? Do we not have nothing in place for these type of shit?
No.
What is the procedure?
That you go through and their mandatory monthly meetings where you discuss things like this? Like what's happening? Obviously, I would definitely say the protection of the child is first. And any bus driver or anybody that decides to take a position where you're dealing with children, that should be the first thought process. If that's not something that you want or want to make your responsibility, then don't do the job. Find a different job where that's not part of your responsibility, being responsible for 20 kids on the bus that are loud and you just want your shift to be over. Then that's just not the place for you. And I'm not saying everybody walks around completely loving their jobs, but you definitely want to be there.
Hey, Bag said if it was a white kid, he probably would have died trying to protect the child.
Right. Because he knew damn well, not only you finna lose your child, and not only that, you about to get sued big time.
Yeah. Yo, he crazy.
It's ridiculous. No, it's crazy because that is a consideration in a lot of situations sometimes. It's always questionable.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely questionable. But I feel like they have a responsibility to do better when it comes to taking care of the children. And I do think that the mother she's got grounds for some lawsuits.
Nah, for real, that's crazy. Hey, no, I think they're gonna sue the shit out that company. The company gonna get sued. The
district that hired the company.
The district that hired the company. Like, bro, you just allowed somebody to get assaulted on the job. And ain't nobody called the police. No, there was no protection. Nobody made nothing happen. You already know what's about to happen. Once you do some shit like that, you in trouble to the fullest.
Right.
And then that lady, like I said, she looking at all types of felony charges, man. I feel bad for her because she might be sitting down for a good 5 at the least. I'm saying 5. And that's with a good lawyer. She better have a good lawyer. And it's Denton County too. Denton County don't play. What? Denton County? She gonna sit down for a good, minors. Twice. Not one time, but twice. So you can't.
And that needs to be taken into consideration. She followed.
Yeah. Oh, you know that's gonna be one of the biggest things that she got in the car and followed them. She didn't just
at that time you become a threat to the other child.
She's a threat to every child now.
Right.
Now it's gonna be hard for her to get bail.
Right.
Because she's a threat to the children in the community. Like, we a threat to children. You a threat to your own children now. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be like, you beating on kids. She done fucked up.
Your immaturity
just got you fucked up.
Right. Just gonna teach you a lesson.
Bro, she ain't gonna be able to go to.
This is what you teaching your daughter. So let this be the biggest lesson. When you jump on buses and you try to fight another child as an adult, this is where we go after that. So hopefully your daughter's watching in a different perspective.
Bro, she ain't gonna be
mommy going to jail.
She ain't gonna be able to go to when her kids graduate high school. Think what I'm saying. Her kids gonna graduate high school. Even if she out of jail, she's not gonna be able to go. Because she fought children in the school system, she's gonna be banned from every event in every school system in the district. Like it's like she wilding. She gonna have to move out of that school district just to attend her kids' events. She gonna have to leave Denton School District just to see her kids graduate because they gonna ban her from every event. She's not gonna be able to come to nothing.
Stupid decision.
That's like me going to a football game and getting a fight with a kid. You think they're gonna allow me to ever come back to any event? Nothing.
Like I said, biggest lesson learned.
She banned from every fucking thing.
Lesson learned. She taught her daughter a lot.
She banned from everything. The best thing she could do now, she gonna have to move out of the district. She got to move out of the district just so her kids can graduate and have a peaceful graduation. And then now she's gonna be the most talked about person in the school. You done made the fucking news. Your mama done made the news. You and your mama jumping people. You know, I imagine how you gonna be looked at now. You and your mama jumping people.
You ought to be scared because now other parents is on guard, so they want you to move, bitch. Because now they know they already know where you stand. You like to fight with your child, so now they're aware, parents. So
the parents are looking at it crazy.
Yeah, they looking at you like, I want you to move.
The parents, the parents gonna be looking at it crazy. Fuck wanting you to move. You fight kids.
Right.
Like you
right. And another parent's job. Understand? She fought with another child with her child. There wasn't another parent there to defend that other child. That girl was by herself against two, an adult and another child. So if I'm a parent and I see you come in this school district, I already know how you get down. I defend my child. So yeah, I'm watching you. I'm watching that my child is friends with you. I don't want my child friends with you because that's how you get down. And one wrong situation that happens amongst kids, you liable to put your hands on my child, and I'm liable to put you down. So that's how parents engage. Those parents who are defensive against their children should be looking at people like her just like that.
Crazy. Looking at
in no other way.
And then she got up on there with some red hair. Some red hair. That's her right here. That's the mama. She came up there looking like she just left the mental institution. Red hair. I'm talking about not done. She might have been blood.
Listen, she might have been mentally ill. And you know these.
Ain't no might be. You have to have some type of mental issues to do something like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about it. My children had problems in school. What do? You go talk to a teacher. You go talk to authority. Can we set up a meeting? Can we talk? You have to have some type of mental issues for allow your child to come home and say, "Yo, mom, this chick did this and da da da." Well, hey, what she do? What she say? Hey, I'm coming up there tomorrow. Well, we getting on the bus. We're gonna beat her up. All right, mama, let's get it, mama. That's what I'm talking about, mama. Let's do that. You know what type of mental issues you have to have to take place in that?
And shit. Because mama, you have to be diagnosed. She was probably, and if she's a young mom, she was probably diagnosed as a child.
Damage control.
And now she's fucking out here.
Yo, like, what you think about this situation?
Man, the mama's really tripping. And that's why I don't want no damn kids. Because somebody play with my kid like that, like, it would go down that night. In the city.
Nah, for real.
You got grown because you basically stalked that child at that point. You stalked the child. The school, man, listen, everybody would have to see me that night. I'll be locked up right with them.
Not only did they stalk the child like prey. Right. Imagine the child on the bus knowing that the truck behind looking at it. They coming. You know they coming. They following you.
And your child just got beat up and they don't know what to expect. They know they're going to be at the bus stop and their mama's not there. That's scary. You know, any child looks for their parent as their defense. And she called her mom while she was on the bus. That's a major problem. And as a mom in the car driving and chasing the freaking bus stop, yeah, you are certified.
Yeah, because like somebody could have died. Like there's been a lot of instances where moms try to get involved with the kids fighting and get their ass hurt, get their ass shot. I remember I heard a story about a mom taking her two daughters to fight. Both her daughters got shot, and the mama left them there. Damn.
Bro, we just seen an incident in Memphis. It was all over the news nationwide where the two girls was fighting and one that the mama pulled out the gun and shot the other mama.
Nah, that's wild. Like, why would you even engage in some shit like that with your kid? I could see if it's like some heat of the moment shit and it's some shit you can't control. But if you can control it, you should never even want to put your child in harm's way. That's like hella weird.
I feel exactly like that. There's no reason, like if it pops off and we got to defend ourselves and it's going down, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if you're having consciousness to be like, no, we not getting in the car. I'm not taking you to fight me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to the situation.
Right. Fuck that shit. That shit crazy. I can't believe that the other mama really did that. She's about to be, if she wasn't a fella before, she's a certified fella now. Bitch, congratulations.
Oh, yeah, she definitely a fella now. Yeah, she definitely a fella.
Yeah, she got what she was looking for, and you might get more. Doing stuff like that, because they could hit them with all types. If I was the other girl lawyer, like the one that got attacked, I would hit them with so many different, I would hit the jury with so many different type of scenarios and all types of shit. Like, they would send that bitch up the road. You hear me? Like, she get like a 10-piece playing with me. Like, that is crazy. That's like aggravated assault and then endangerment of a child.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that one. Endangerment of a child.
Right, child endangerment. Because she's following this child. She's the instigator, basically, because she's supposed to be the one to diffuse the situation. And she's helping to fan the fire and instigate the situation. So now what, like I said before, what if a child slip and fall and get hurt in the middle of this fight? And I mean, like, hit their head, become unconscious. Something that you thought was going to be so innocent has now turned into something deadly. And now you're trying to defend the situation. I just thought it was going to be a fight.
Over some kid shit.
Like, I don't even think the mom thought it was innocent. She really got to be the devil to even do some shit like that. You got to be a real evil type of person to even
over
some
kid shit.
Do something to a child. You have to be really evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, especially like that type of violence, you know, and you really stalked that child and did all that for what? That child probably barely did nothing to your child. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the times the stuff between kids be so minor and they don't know how to be through conflict resolution, you know, unless it's brought to them by the school. So a lot of it growing up is stupid stuff. Like, how much can it be to anger you so much to get on a bus and want to help fight?
That showed the mentality.
You know, them talking about each other or pushing each other in the hallway, confronting each other. I mean, like, how much is really happening? Now, granted, there's some, like, and this is why it's so serious, because you do see situations where these young kids are out of hand and they're bringing different weapons and stuff to school, and that's why you have to be the one to be able to conflict resolution, you know, come up with these resolutions amongst them too, because kids can get really hurt. So you jumping in the middle of it, all out brawling, it's crazy.
But this is why.
Yeah, they gotta prosecute.
This is why these kids. This is the perfect example why these kids is bringing guns and knives to school, because you got some. My mama gonna come whoop your ass
so
tomorrow.
Now they're terrified and they don't know how to handle situations already.
Me and my mama gonna come whoop your ass tomorrow. How you think a person feel when you hear a little girl tell you, "Me and my mama gonna come whoop your ass tomorrow"?
Right.
Nigga,
look, JJ.
Like, that exact reason is why kids in Chicago now drop out all the time, because they're not safe at school. You know what I mean? There's no safety nowhere. If people know where to find you, that's an easy target. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of kids end up dropping out. So the way I look at, they have to prosecute that mother to the highest extent, because that type of trauma you never know what other kids in the school are thinking. That could give other kids who's not even involved PTSD, because they don't even feel safe at school. You know what I mean?
That might give other mamas ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many mothers said out their mouth, if a motherfucker touch my kid, what I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna this. You know how many mothers say that?
Mm-hmm.
But to see a mother actually go all out and start whooping on little kids, like, damn, dude, your daughter ain't got no friends.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I said, like, Lord have mercy, Lord.
You're like, Stu, she not got friends.
I don't know what I would do if I was the mother in that situation, but it would not be nice. Like, I would pack my daughter up and tell her, you know what? It's time to move, because I'm about to do some real evil shit.
I know she about to get paid.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely sue the whole school district. Like, I'm about to hit all y'all with some shit. Like, all y'all about
the school district, the bus company, they had a duty to make sure her daughter got off that bus safe and on that bus safe.
And the man should have called the police when that incident happened. He should have never kept driving or whatever he did, or even left the school. That's weird. Why would you leave the school in the fight? Nah, y'all supposed to sit there. He allowed
that little girl to get attacked twice.
If I was her daddy, I'd be whooping his ass too.
Twice.
Fast. As a bus driver, you have a duty to protect the kids who are, you know, in your care. He should have snatched the mama off by her neck and threw that bitch off the bus while it was moving. I'd have straight pushed her ass. Like, well, I would have snatched up so quick, I would have put her in the whole chokehold. Like, you feel me? Like, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. There's no way that she should have been allowed to even do that. She wouldn't even got on the bus, but if she did manage to get on the bus and start tripping like that, I would have definitely put her in the whole chokehold. Like,
he just
me and the mama there. Yeah. And that's because people don't feel like they have to go out their way to stop violence against Black women, because they be thinking like stuff like that is like, oh well, they probably deserve it, this, that, and the third. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of innocent young Black women who grow up traumatized because of stuff like that.
But that's how they get.
You said what?
Like that's like stuff like that is dangerous, because you never know how that could affect the family of the child that was attacked. Now they could want to get revenge.
Bro, you know how many people got videos of this shit now?
I ain't even see the video. I got to see
Everybody on the bus that got a video of this little girl getting beat up by a girl and her mama. Yo, she only in 8th grade. And she got no other choice but to move. They gonna be destroying her forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's the girl that got jumped by that girl mama. Remember she got beat up in 8th grade? Girl, don't act like you don't remember you got your ass beat. Bro, she will never be the same. And we don't know if this girl was popular. Remember, she's only in 8th grade. Imagine starting your high school and everybody know you got your ass beat by on the bus by a little girl and her mama.
They should know I'm pretty rich because I should be shooing the hell out of everybody. So haters beware.
Well, shit, yeah, she should be driving to school in the motherfucking Lamborghini.
She shouldn't have to ride public transportation at all ever again. She have a chauffeur based on the stupidness that's
yeah. She should be in a Lamborghini by the time she's a freshman.
No, I don't think that that she should have to move. You know what I'm saying? But it might be difficult, but I don't think people necessarily, I mean, you have a couple assholes out here.
It's gonna be a lot of assholes.
Little asshole kids.
Bro, that's gonna be something big they're gonna talk about forever.
Yeah, but
niggas, mama and daughters don't jump kids every day.
Me personally, I wouldn't move for that reason. I would move to stop what I'm gonna do to them. So that would be my reason.
The girl got kicked
from school. I wouldn't be able to. See, I'm the type of person, like, I can't even be in the same city as you at this point.
The little girl we too close. The little girl got kicked out of school, so she ain't gonna be back.
For sure. She definitely got the 365 for all schools in that county, or probably the whole state.
Yeah, she
probably gonna have to. No, she probably gonna have to do the whole 8th grade over. If the girl she fought is in 8th grade, then she gonna have to do that whole year over.
Yeah, she in 8th grade.
Cause she not gonna be able to take a test. I don't know what it's called out there. I know I think call it like EOGs or some shit like that.
What's the test called?
What?
The test for them to graduate.
TSI?
Yeah, TSI. Texas State exam or something.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But I'm about to go on this conversation, man. We'll be back in like less than an hour. I'm gonna go get some dinner for everybody, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna chop it up and do what we do. You know, sometimes I just gotta drop my content, show these niggas this what we do, man. We drop content over here. Hey, I appreciate you coming up. Damage Control. Drop your link in the chat so niggas can subscribe to your channel. You already know.
Already.
Yeah, I know what it is, man. We out of here, Kimmy.
Yeah.
We out of here, man. Y'all share the live, man. Y'all know how we do, man. It's a crazy situation. Hopefully justice is served in this case, man. Y'all know we don't address no haters when we doing what we do, man. When we ready to address the haters, we address the haters. But when we doing content, we do our content. Salute to everybody out there, man. Y'all already know shit a lot. Let's run it up. You already know. I see. I finally see where the hate come from. I'm not playing with him. I finally see. I told the nigga I'm not playing with him. Captain Gangster. You know. They gon' hate on me, and that's my type. I be giving them money, nigga, all my life. I'm not playing with them niggas yet. I do it right. I know it right. Give to the money, that be me, and that my type. That my type, I don't play with them, and that my life. I be giving to the money, nigga, and that my type. My nigga, yeah, be hating on me, yeah, you don't wanna do that, my nigga. I ain't nothing like them niggas, she know me, and that my type. Get my type, yeah. Woke up in the club, Cody Meg, I'm on that shit. Bricked up with the money good, she know me, I got double key. Keep it on me with a wristband with a lot of money on thug shit. She don't stay throw the one she love, nigga. I want all these. Let go. Hating on me and never be proud. Bitch, she let me know my life. Then she fucking, we get it tonight. I know she be knowing I'm there. I know she know I gotta get. She know I come to have a 40 on. She know about that. I don't got a lot of you. She already know I do. Niggas be hating on me, but me, yeah, I keep it true. Whatever she need, my money be good. She already know what I do. And I don't be fucking with them. I only fucking with you. Niggas be hating since I stepped on the scene on the YouTube shit. I been getting to the money, nigga. You would think I'm about to break. You would think I served the club on some mud shit. And I don't hate on them niggas. They only hate on me. Why you hate on me? What? You already know how I be. I be on that shit. You already know I'm G. I don't be fucking with you. So why you fucking with me? Captain King. Page like police. You already know how I be. Captain King. Came in these YouTube streets, stepping B. What? Came through these YouTube streets, stepping B. I don't give a fuck. Them niggas always gonna hate on me. They gonna hate on Captain Keys, man. Nigga. Get him. I don't fuck. Captain Keys. How them niggas play? They gon' hate on me. You know why them niggas act like they don't wanna stay with me? We in DFW. When I come through, you already know how I be. Bag the bitch, take off the stage for 1, 2, and 3. She love niggas, she know I'm break. 40 mad for the other shit. I don't play with them, I get to the money. You already know how shit get. 23, I bought a Bentley. 22, I bought a club. 24, had another club. Swear to God, I show you love. I'm 30 out. Bitch, you know what I'm about. I don't got to play with these niggas. They know that the money I bring in the house. Keep that 40 with them hollow points I pull it out. Nigga be talking like he gangster. You know what I'm about. Nigga don't play with me. You know how I be. You already know. What up, everybody? It's your boy Gangsta Cat, and this is The Bounce, and it's exactly where it go down. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you do your boy a favor and hit that subscribe button right there. You already know what it is. You know this the #1 spot, The Bounce. If you rocking with me like I'm rocking with you, then let's bounce on something. This your boy Gangsta Cat, and that's Kimmy. So you already know what it is. Make sure you subscribe to the page and help us get to where we need to be at $100,000 subscribers. You know what it is, man. I enjoy this content.